Hey, my loves. Welcome back to the Cosmic Sanctuary. It is I, your girl, Bree, and we will be doing a collective energy read for you today, March 14th, 2026. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. Leave it behind. If the energy does not fit, no need to mesh it, okay? So we'll focus on the general collective energy read and we'll pull some clarifiers if need be, but we're going to go over the prayer for the cards, set the intention for this reading, and we'll dive into it. So let us begin. Most High God, angels, ancestors of the highest and purest vibrational light, I welcome you here into the sacred space with me and the collective. Please guide us, keep us, and protect us as we turn to the tarot for clarity and accurate messages and greater understanding of what is going on around us. Thank you for all that you are, all that you do, all that you have done, and all that you will do. And I say this with so much gratitude. Ashe. So the first card that we have from the pull is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, it talks about juggling, but it also talks about balancing life in general. If we're looking at it from a collective standpoint, so financially, this could be you balancing resources or adapting to a new environment or situation. This is you trying to be flexible with what you are given. Then we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups, it does talk about unity. It talks about partnership and exchange, if you will, or some kind of attraction. So we'll pull some clarifiers for that. But it talks about joining of forces and mutual respect. Then we have the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups, that's wishes coming true. That is personal, emotional fulfillment, success, achievements, accolades, things of the nature. Then we have King of Pentacles. All right. And so the King of Pentacles, which is symbolic of Taurus energy, talks about abundance and prosperity. This is the energy of a person who is stable and grounded, who is protective, but is a provider. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is social engagement or friendship, like a sense of community. Group events, you could be going out. This feels like the energy that's coming in from having a week of all work and no play. This is the collective making time this weekend for play. I'll dive deeper into the meanings of the previous cards, but I want to pull some clarifiers for the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. Can we have some clarifiers for the Two of Cups, please? Okay. And for the Three of Cups, please. For the collective. All right. So the two clarifiers that came out for the Two of Cups were Temperance and the Empress. For the clarifiers for the Three of Cups, we have Nine of Wands and Six of Cups. The energy surrounding the cards, my loves, feels intimate, intentional, where the collective is now rekindling with their inner spark. It strongly points to socialization. It's like during the week or even the weekend before, however this resonates, the collective has been all work, no play. The energy for this weekend is the collective making space for fun. And it strongly gives the interpretation of making time for close connections, whether this is friends or family, This could be a date, allowing time for social connection. The Two of Cups, along with Temperance, you know, the combination, it kind of gives me a very soft, healing, and nurturing kind of energy. So, this energy with Temperance, it represents balance, healing, nourishment, a peaceful connection, or having patience in relationship connections. So, this isn't a connection that's like chaotic or dramatic. This could be the energy of reconciliation, reconnecting with someone from the past, whether that's recent past or distant. It could be a peaceful conversation unfolding. There could be a moment of mutual understanding and like a balanced or emotional exchange. The Two of Cups is also clarified by the Empress, which is like a big energy. And again, an extra emphasis on Taurus energy. I just feel like this reading might resonate a lot with the Taurus collective. And I also uploaded both the general, the collective reading for Taurus, as well as the extended version that is available on Patreon. But going back to this reading, the Empress is like a warm energy, someone who is affectionate, comfortable in her nature, a person who nurtures relationships and enjoys what life has to offer. So, the collective for your energy today, you could be gravitating towards people or environments that feel emotionally safe, warm, and supportive. This could look like spending time with someone who makes you feel calm. It could look like reconnecting with someone who feels like home to you. This could also look like choosing nurturing environments instead of draining ones. The Two of Cups becomes less about romantic connections and more about soul aligning ones. We then have clarifiers for the Three of Cups, of which we pulled the Nine of Wands, and it is heavy, with the Six of Cups. So with the Nine of Cups, this is the energy of someone who is like, I'm sorry, y'all, but like this is the energy of someone who has been through it. You know, they have been dragged through the mud. They have went through extreme pressures throughout the week, and it's like, damn, this is someone who was on their last stand. They have exhibited persistence, grit, perseverance. They feel like they're on the verge to success, like this is it, but they are tired. So it does give off the energy of someone who is exhausted, who might be experiencing fatigue, resilience after a tough experience. And collective, I feel like this is you also protecting your energy, like no more, no more, that's enough. And then we have the Six of Cups, which represents nostalgia. It represents old connections, like old friends, healing, comfort, something of sentimental value, or a connection that is of sentimental value, or a connection that brings you pleasure, right? This could be familiar people or older connections from the past. This could be comfort from the past, where this, even if it's not external, then this may be like internal work where you are, making peace with the past and what happened. And this could also be emotional sweetness. So after a period of mental fatigue, this is how the reading becomes. After a period of mental fatigue or emotional fatigue. The collective may reconnect with familiar people or comforting environments that remind them of joy. And this could look like reconnecting with old friends, spending time with people who make you feel safe, revisiting or going back to something that gives the sense of nostalgia or feels meaningful. This could also be you reconnecting with a supportive community. So the core message for the collective at this time is restoring through connection. Nothing chaotic, nothing crazy. I mean, unless you're into that. But this feels like safe friendships or partnerships, a supportive community, a sense of joy. Like it's calm, it's tranquil. This is like somebody who was like glowing in their prime after going through a very turbulent week. But this is also a time for emotional recharging. So this could also point to sleep, because sleep deprivation is very significant. Make sure you're taking the time to rest. Collective sleep is essential. Now, I'd like to redirect the energy to my Taurus peoples or anyone who is an earth sign. I feel like this weekend has been especially turbulent for you, and this will definitely resonate with my Taurus people because I just posted a reading yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. About how Taurus is reclaiming their peace after a period of turbulence where you felt like you had to explain yourself, and in a sense it gave the energy of like people taking advantage of your love, your generosity, your supportive nature. But this could very well resonate with the earth sign collective too, if the majority of the collective who are listening are earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I feel like this is a time where you allow yourself the pleasure of connection and emotional satisfaction. For the collective, you are stepping into your grown era where you are grounded and feeling empowered at this time. Collective, you are celebrating with trusted people after a period of exhaustion. You may have felt guarded during the week, but collective, I feel like your defenses are lowering. And this is a beautiful spread to have for the collective because we as a collective have been going through a lot, for those of us who have been keeping up with social media, the news, with like politics and the things that have been bringing ongoing tension. This is a nice little break from everything that we have been seeing, witnessing, undergoing. So collective, on this weekend, I know that this reading is short, but the message is pretty simple and I don't want to ruin this energy. So this is beautiful energy. These are all of the messages that I have at this time. If you feel so inclined, you can check for extended readings on Patreon. You can also check out the Cosmic Sanctuary podcast. I will include the link to both in the comments below. But if this is where we part for today, thank you, my friend. I appreciate your love, your support, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.